Let's begin.
Alright, y'all. So I did a non-spoiler review to 1899. This one's going to be me going into more detail, and obviously, we're going into spoiler territory. So, further ado, let's rock. I will admit that I might jump all over this review because of the 8 episodes, so please excuse my scatterbrain while I try to land my thoughts. So like I said before, I was going into the show thinking it was going to be a straight up, supernatural, creepy, straight to the point, psychological kind of show. We do get psychological shit, but not in a way that I personally expected. A big thing with this series is a lot of questioning reality, simulations come into place, characters don't know what to believe. This stuff I didn't mind, and I thought it was pretty cool for the plot, to push forward. The show started to lose me when remote controls and gadgets and electronics and all this type of stuff are introduced. And I will admit, this is my own fault. I can't criticize the show for this, but I was getting a bit confused at times because there's so many characters involved, so many subplots and plot lines and yada yada and such. We start to find out that all these characters on a ship are pretty much in a simulation that's stuck on an infinite loop, where if they don't try to break this code, they're gonna be stuck in this fucking loop. There's a lot of jumping into this dimension or jumping into this landscape, jumping into this dream or this reality. Like I said, it was a bit confusing at times for me, but that was just my viewing. Did not care for this guy at all. I thought he was pretty creepy, to be honest. Probably my least favorite character of the whole series. They do try to give him a heart near the end. Didn't like the guy. Also didn't like Lucian, I think his name was. I didn't care for this fucking guy either. This was my dude though. I'm forgetting his name, but I rock with this guy. He was really cool, and it's not just because he's a brother. He was a really cool character. Jerome. That was the nigga's name. Jerome. I didn't love the twist where we find out the boy we find on the Prometheus ship turns out to be Mara's son, the main character's son. There's also the weird guy in the first half that's following her, and it turns out that he's her husband, and he's trying to guide her to help her get her memories back. Mara gets a weird envelope in the beginning from her brother, so I was assuming the guy was her brother, admittedly, but finding out the guy, Daniel, was her husband was a little bit of a surprise. But really, the last 5 or so minutes really made me hate the ending. We find out Mara, the lead woman of the whole fucking show, was the creator that pretty much put all these characters on this ship and in this simulation. So the lead chick behind the show who's saying, oh, I can't remember anything, I don't have any memories of all this, she's finding out stuff as the show goes along. Turns out she's the creator. She's the one behind everything. That rubbed me the wrong way, but the final shot is a ship floating in space. Mara, the lead chick, takes off this pod that's connecting all of the characters on the ship in this one room. I spent 8 hours of my time watching this show. I would say 5 or 6 hours of it was pretty enjoyable until the very last 5 or 10 minutes. Then I felt like kind of throwing the show away. But overall, out of all the episodes, I really enjoyed 1, the pilot, 2, where they find a boy on the Prometheus, 4, where the big fight breaks out on the ship and people start rebelling against the captain. I thought that was pretty well done. 5 is my favorite. It's where the people start hearing the ticking sound and they start jumping the fuck overboard the ship. That episode is hands down my favorite. I thought that was awesome. Really creepy how they're walking brain dead down the hallway to the ticking sound to jump off. 10 out of 10 episode for me. But I would say those are the ones that I really enjoyed. I didn't care too much for episode 3 with the fog. I did like the scene where Ling Yi is trapped inside of the box and she sees herself and her mother about to push her overboard. I did kind of like that scene and how it was shot. Did not love episode 6, mainly because of the rape scene. I felt that it was pretty much thrown in there to shock a bit. I can understand people coming at me like, hey, there was some meaning behind it with the characters, but just not my type of thing. There were things I liked about episode 7 with the storm. As much as I didn't love the sci-fi elements of the series, there is one really cool shot where as soon as the shutdown ends, a big hole opens in the ocean and the ship starts going down. We see it from Ling Yi's point of view while she's standing on the dock as they head towards this portal-looking thing that's huge in the middle of the fucking ocean. It was a really trippy shot, but I also have a personal phobia of the ocean, so that added to it for me. I just thought the shot freaked me out, and I thought it was really awesome. But for the positives, I love the acting, I love the tension, love the atmosphere, great set design. And I have to say it again, episode 5 is fucking awesome. It's a 10 out of 10. But for the overall show rating, I'm going to give 1899 a 6.5 out of 10. Once again, really wanted to love it. But that's it, y'all. It's your boy Fro Thizzle. Hit that subscribe button and click that bell. Thank you very much for tuning in. Peace. Damn.